Hello, my sisters and brothers all over the world. I'm back at you again, Pastor Mitty Collier of the More Like Christ Christian Fellowship Ministries, also founder and president of the Bible Study Telephone Prayer Line, Feed a Neighbor Ministry, and now here on the PCC Network. I have to always stop and thank Reverend Harold Bailey for allowing me to sit in this chair because you know all over the world you have found out some things that you thought just went on in your part of the world, but it goes on here in the United States also. Well, I'm not going to let you down today. I got some people here that's going to bless you in something that's coming up that they're getting ready to do. And one of these ladies you are familiar with. We've been friends since way back in the day. You know, when I was singing, I had a talk with my man last night. Well, we've been friends a long time. And I want you all to welcome for me Professor Christine Houston. Hi, Christine.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
You looking wonderful.
And you just saying that because it's true.
It is true. It is true. It is true. And we also have joining us today Ms. Felisha McNeal.
Yes.
McNeal.
Yes.
Yep. And I didn't know Felisha, but I'm going to get to know her today, and we're going to be going to see them. Now, you all are familiar with Christine, because Christine is the creator of that comedy series 227 back in the 80s, kept us laughing all of the time. And Christine is involved in another production that's getting ready to come up in September, and it is entitled Got to Laugh to Keep from Crying, right?
Amen.
Christine, have you always focused more on comedy?
I didn't know I was a comedy writer. I was just writing a slice of my life, and it turned out to be funny. But then I'm a person who believes there's comedy in every walk of life, in every profession, and if you don't have comedy, you cannot make it through this world.
Christine, we need comedy today. We need to laugh to keep from crying.
Really do.
With everything that's happening all over the world, I said we need somebody to make us laugh. And you got this thing, and Sherry, she wrote this particular.
No,
Did you write?
She had the idea.
The idea. It's a brainchild of hers.
She
Okay.
read a couple of my skits. In fact, at Chicago State, we have a 10-minute play festival. And we had one year, and I wanted to bring in some outside talent.
So the production that we're getting ready to see, they are all your skits that were written by you?
I wrote every one of them.
Every one of them.
And she decided she wanted to showcase herself as an actress.
Okay.
And so she decided that she would pick some of Chicago's finest actors who had not been exposed
like
to
they should.
the masses like they should.
And you're one of those, Felisha.
Yes.
What's some of the things that you've done in the past?
I've been in theater for almost 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I've done mostly dramatic work.
Mm-hmm.
But I do enjoy comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And
I heard you were so funny. Matter of fact, Christine can't stand to look at you. She said every time she looks at you and think about what you have been doing,
I love doing Christine's work. I really do. About almost 25 years ago, I met Christine. I guess I auditioned for her when she did some of her skits.
Okay.
And I played a couple of roles in those skits.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed it. And I had fun doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was working with her, I was pregnant.
Uh-huh.
And then I had my baby after, and I just I never left theater, but I really focused.
Put it on the back burner.
Yeah, I focused basically on being a mother.
And that's what she did, focused on her family, because Christine left California and came. What happened there with your mom? It was your mom, right?
She came to visit me for Christmas, and she had a massive stroke right afterwards. And she went into a coma. And I prayed because my mother and father had separated and divorced when I was 10, and my father got custody of me. So there was no real relationship between my mother and me until I was 24 years old. And then when we began to have a relationship, I made a vow that nothing would come between that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she came to visit me and had a stroke, I asked God, we just started really enjoying each other.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't take her. I would take care of her.
Okay.
I did not know that she was going to be blind, paralyzed, and for the next 8 years of her life,
That's what you did.
she would not be able to do anything. And
Mm.
I didn't know that. I
Mhm.
just said, I would take care of her if you just don't
Just let her
take her.
stay here with me a
Mhm.
little longer.
So
That's
when I found out that she was not going to be the same as she was before, I gave up Hollywood because of my commitment that if you keep her alive, God,
I'm
I
going
would
to take care.
care of her.
That's a wonderful commitment.
Mhm.
Wonderful commitment. And
Mhm.
to give up what God had given you to do, a
Well,
career.
I
That was
said,
wonderful.
if I do what I promised to do for her, whatever was there for me later on, he would make
And
sure
he's
I
doing
get
that
it.
now. He's bringing you back full circle to do this. And we are praying real hard that this production that you're doing, Laugh to Keep From Crying, that's so needed, that this is your way back to where you were and get on back to Hollywood and do something that's good and go back on TV and all of that again, because I'm going to be in the next one, okay?
All right.
And you have one of my administrative assistant at the church, Tandrea Carson. She's there, and
Yeah.
she was in my life story, the Midi-College story from man to God,
Mhm.
and she cracked people up. She really was funny in that.
Well, I'm enjoying working with her right now. She's real. I have never worked with her. She's the only one in the cast
Mhm.
that I had never worked with before, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm seeing her progress and her
I'm sure.
development.
I'm sure.
And I know she's going to knock them out. She's playing a part that no one else ever played but me.
Okay,
in
but
this
you.
particular-
Okay.
But me in this particular.
She'll
skit.
knock them out. She's learning because you are a professional director and everything. And I told her it might seem hard to her because it wasn't quite that hard when we did my show. But I said, this is a learning experience for you for your next thing that you'll be into and doing. So
and I'm hard on her.
I know. I know.
And if I think she's getting ready to escape,
Mhm.
I just throw my little fishing rod and reel
Draw
her
her
back
back
on in here
Uh-huh.
and hug and kiss her and say, I know I was rough on you, but I'm not changed. You're going to be
for the
good.
It's for the good.
That's right.
I told her, I said, she messes with you too much. Tell her I'm going to get her. I said, she knows that. So I want you all to tell everybody what this Laugh to Keep From Crying is about. Now, I know you said that it's your life and things that you have been through in your life. Did you happen to write anything in there about what you just told us about your mom?
No.
You didn't
They
write.
weren't really about what I've been through. They were
Life
I
experiences.
saw people go through. And I made jokes out of it.
Okay.
This time, I thought about how comedy used to be in television back in the 60s
Right.
and the 50s. And I realized that never before on the stage have we ever been able to see actors who could be several different characters within a certain period of time and make some super quick changes. You can do that in television and film because you stop and they change clothes and take forever. But on the stage, which it has never been done, they have to do it in a split second. All these skits are back to back to back, like the old Carol Burnett show.
Right.
And I really wanted to show that we have some actors of color who could do those same things. They just never
Had the
were
opportunity.
brought. Yes,
Right.
they never had the opportunity. So this hasn't been done, so we feel like it's innovative, it's unique, and we intend to make everybody laugh so hard.
Well, it's never been done before because it's yours. It's you. And that woman sitting in that window, running her mouth and knowing everybody's business, that had never been done before.
Right.
And we laughed. Now, what are you doing, Felisha, that's so funny that every time she looks at you, she has to break out laughing? What are you doing that's so funny?
Well, Christine, she's a very, I like working with her as a director because she gives you a certain amount of freedom.
Okay.
And I guess this one part in one of the skits that's called entitled Slenderella, it was just a moment that two characters were talking to each other that I just I mean it was almost like it was an accident that I just happened to be standing in a certain spot, and most actors are trained to, get out of the way of other actors' action. But it just didn't seem right to me to move at that point. So I kind of like stepped into the frame of them talking, and I was looking back and forth, and she says that,
because I'm concentrating on what these two people are saying, and she's looking like, I wish I could be in here with you.
And then she just got on in there.
No, they didn't move, and she didn't move. And so she was just there. And since she was there, she became a part of that
particular scene.
Yes.
Okay, now see, you can feel it already. You can feel that you're going to be laughing. Where is this going to take place and when? I know it's September, and you only got 4 performances,
yes.
right?
An evening performance opening on September 15th.
Okay, that's on a Friday.
Saturday matinee at 3, and Saturday evening at 7:30.
So it's 2 on Saturday.
And a matinee on Sunday at
3. At 3 o'clock. And where is it going to be, Felisha?
At the Biograph Theater. And that's 2433 North Lincoln Avenue in Chicago. 2433 North Lincoln.
So we got to travel.
Yeah, a little bit.
Got to travel a little bit. Okay.
Is
this a dinner theater?
You want to leave in plenty of time.
So we got to eat some dinner before we come that way.
Well, opening night there'll be a little snack, and closing there'll be
But you know what? I don't ever like to see it when you all getting ready. Like Friday, I'd like to go maybe that Saturday.
When they've
kind of got seasoned to the stage and everything. That's when I want to come and see it. And maybe the second performance on Saturday. I don't know, because I got free Sunday, so I don't know what I'm going to do. But I will be there. I promise you I'll be there to see this, because I can see that you can feel it already. Yeah. Christine, what are some of the things that you wrote about?
Okay, I wrote about, I try to do relationships. I've written about how to make a marriage work. I've written about Trust Me, which is one of the skits we're doing.
What about the one about Alzheimer? Didn't you write something?
I wrote a book.
Yeah.
I wrote a book called Laughing Through the Tears.
Tears,
And it was about right after my mother made her transition. My husband was diagnosed with dementia.
Okay.
So the commitment I had made when I married him, after 35 years, he was diagnosed, and I could not go back to Hollywood because I had committed to be with him till death do one of us part. And plus, I loved him and he loved me, and that never went away, even with the dementia. I knew he was in that body somewhere. It just wasn't the same. And I had to love that part of him too.
So you wrote about that and
I wrote a whole book.
Wrote a whole book
and I've written a screenplay, but I have not let anyone see it yet.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting till the time is right. Because everything in its own season.
Laughing Through the Tears.
Laughing Through the Tears. AARP gave me a wonderful book signing at the library that is now closed for renovation on 95th and Halsted.
Yeah, I remember that.
They bought 350 books. I had to go downtown and sign all of them because I wouldn't have been able to sign them at the book signing.
Right.
And they gave all 350 away to whoever came to the book signing, and everybody.
And paid you for them, huh?
Yeah, they paid for the book.
Praise God. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you're just going to enjoy yourself, Felisha, and let us enjoy ourselves.
Yes, I enjoy it.
How many skits are there?
There's 5.
Five skits.
5 skits.
Yeah. I know my daughter was asking me, she said, I thought it was 3. I said, no, it's got to be more than that, because I see on the paper that was given to me, I saw how Cherie was in more than 3 of the skits.
There's an engagement party by a very rich and highfalutin woman named Anna Van Lissinger
Now, of an engagement party.
for her son Peter.
And there's comedy in it.
There's nothing that I write that does not have comedy. Even laughing through the tears about dementia.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dreaded disease.
Mm-hmm.
But I showed the caregiver
Mm-hmm.
how to laugh through it
Mm-hmm.
and get through it.
Is that skit in this?
No.
That's not in this, but
that's full
yet to come. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Okay, so now you all see we got a marriage skit. And you all know you need to laugh about some of this stuff on your marriage, or your husband or your wife. Otherwise, you're going to be depressed. And what's the other?
Then we have one that's about the going on in public service. My cousin, many years ago, retired from public aid.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to tease her about how dressed up she looked when she went to work, and all these poor people would be coming in to get money. I said, somebody's gonna turn on you guys one day, because you got all this jewelry and stuff, and you looking all good, and then you're asking
they
them
come in there
all these questions. They don't have no money, and then you're gonna hold up their checks. So I wrote the skit when she retired for entertainment for her retirement party.
Okay.
And it's called That's It, I Quit.
That's It, I Quit.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next one?
And then there's The Housekeeper.
The Housekeeper.
This middle-aged woman. She has a little money, and she has a younger husband.
Okay.
And she
a cougar.
She wants to have. She's a cougar, and she wants to have a housekeeper that would be unattractive to her husband, who has a lustful eye. And so she interviews 3 people. And in this skit, Cherie has to play those 3 people.
Oh, she's playing all 3? Oh, you all know
All
this is going to be
3.
good. One person, one character. In the same skit?
In the same skit.
One person playing 3 different people in the same skit?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited. Can you give it to Marva? You know, and what's the one what's one of the ones you're in? You're in that one.
She's good in that one.
Okay.
Because she has to interview these 3 women.
Oh, so what part are you playing?
I'm playing a character of Mrs. Hunt, that the person that's looking for the housekeeper.
Oh.
And I interview these 3 people that come
to find
for
the housekeeper
job,
that
right,
would
for
fit
the
this job for this woman that there's somebody that's not attracted to her, that her husband would
not be
attracted to.
Right.
Okay. So does Cherie change clothes?
Right before the audience,
Oh.
but she's outside the door because the person, Mrs. Hunt, tells her, I'm not going to hire you. So she leaves, but she has a shopping bag full of stuff because she intends to get that job.
And so she comes back as the other character.
Yeah.
And then she
knows about the roving eye husband.
Oh,
and so I'm very particular.
You're particular who you're hiring for. Okay,
yes.
So that's good. So
and
you keep that kind of funny too.
It is hilarious.
Your part right there.
Hers is what she does is very funny.
Very funny too. Huh? Okay, so what's the next one? That's 3 we got. What's the one next?
Trust Me is about a woman who because something stopped her from trusting her husband, and it took her to a state of mind where she had to go to a rehab, which he calls it a rehab, but it's a sanitarium. She calls it a crazy house.
A crazy house, that's what it is.
And we see what happens when they try to trust each other.
Okay, Trust Me. All right. Are you in that one?
No.
You're not in that one?
No.
Okay, what's that?
Okay, Trust Me, The Housekeeper,
That's
It,
marriage,
I Quit.
In the marriage?
No, that was one I was telling you about.
Oh, okay.
What did I miss?
Slenderella.
No, I was going to do that one last.
Oh, okay. You've got
The Engagement Party.
That's the one, the engagement party.
Trust Me, The Engagement Party.
I Quit.
That's It, I Quit, and The Housekeeper.
Right.
And then Slenderella.
Okay.
Well,
Who's Slenderella?
I love to. I tried my hand at modernizing fairy tales. I've only done 2.
Okay.
I did, and I changed Little Red Riding Hood into Big Red Riding Hood, and I changed Cinderella into Slenderella.
Is she slender?
This big.
big. Okay.
But guess how big the sisters and the mama?
Real big. Yeah. So she stands out, and
Yes.
that's why it's called Slenderella. That's
Yes.
really good.
Yes.
Okay. So is the story similar to Cinderella,
Very similar.
or people who make fun of folk who are larger
No.
or someone smarter?
You get to enjoy them being big.
Okay.
And you get to see how wonderful they move and how they dance.
Okay.
How they do the electric slide.
Okay, so we got dancing and singing and all of that
Yeah, we
in
have
there.
music.
Oh, that is really wonderful. Now, do you have any males in the skit?
I've been accused of writing for female.
Okay.
I don't defend it. I don't deny it.
Right,
But
right.
we have
Love
to
you.
have men.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Mhm.
So, in the housekeeper, of course,
The man, the husband that you
and
got to
he's
get the right to that
excellent.
for.
He's very good.
Who's
And
playing that part?
his name is Mel Robeson. He's a
Hmm.
very good actor. He was in, we did the original 227
Mm-hmm.
at Kennedy King
Mm-hmm.
3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
And he played the part of Marla Gibbs' husband on TV.
Okay.
He played it in the play.
Mm-hmm.
And Felisha here played the sidekick of Mary, which the play is a little different from the television series.
Okay. Okay.
So they kept the play the way I wrote it.
Okay.
But
This is
in
not the
television-
Virgin Mary, is it?
Virgin Mary is in That's It, I Quit.
Oh, okay. That's what I know. I had seen that on the sheet there. Something
Yeah,
about the
Virgin
Virgin
Mary. That's Cherie playing a woman who has 7 kids and she's at public aid trying to get some more money
Okay.
for the one that's unborn. She's
Okay.
pregnant with the unborn. And Tandrea
That's what
plays
I was.
the social worker who has to ask her all these personal questions.
The Virgin Mary.
Yes,
Really?
yes,
Oh my.
yes.
And so
And
that
she
comes up.
signifies about, letting the virgin know when the virgin is worried about her last boyfriend
Uh-huh.
disappearing. She sent him to the store and he didn't come back. And the social worker says, maybe he's out there looking for those 3 wise men.
Oh, the 3 wise men, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's gonna be good. Now
Since
you
you
see
Virgin Mary.
that. The 3 wise men. Well, now you see that this is going to be really, really, really something that we are going to enjoy here in Chicago. And if you're in Chicago during September, well, we need you to kind of like look in to see this particular performance on September the 15th,
16,
16th,
and
17th. Where?
at the Biograph Theater, and that's 2433 North Lincoln Avenue in Chicago.
Okay, now do you have a website?
The
website?
Biograph has a website, and
Yes.
you can go on there.
Okay,
You
so
can
what's the
buy
website
tickets.
for the Biograph?
Now, this says that victorygardens.org,
Yes,
There
that's
you
the
go.
website.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. Victory Garden.
or you can call 773-871-3000.
Okay, so we got the victorygardens.org. Is that gardens with the S?
Gardens with an
Okay,
S.
victorygardens.org, or you can call again.
773-871-3000.
How much are the tickets?
The tickets are $40.
Okay, $40.
There are VIP tickets for $60. The VIP.
What? I got to pay $60.
You want me to tell everybody on television
Well, I'm not gonna be important that day.
that I pay for your ticket? You're
Okay.
my special
Well,
guest.
okay, but you my special guest on my show, so I'm helping so we can get some tickets sold. So that's
Okay.
like give me a little bit of clout right there,
So
right?
you don't think you're a VIP?
No, I'm not a VIP. I'm just me.
You're a
know.
very important person.
I'm just me. I'm just me. I'm just me. I'm looking forward to this particular production, and you all know from 227 on TV that this lady that created that is hilarious, and she would have still been there doing that, I know, But look how she told you how she was so compassionate and so committed to her mother and also to her husband. And those things, if you can change things like that around, God got to be in it to make people laugh. Laugh to keep from crying. Gotta laugh to keep from
Amen.
crying. Gotta laugh
Got
to keep from crying.
Have to.
Got to do it. Got to laugh to keep from crying because there's too much sadness.
Yeah.
Our children are killing themselves. Our children are committing suicide, all of those
Yes.
things. And we need to have something to laugh. As a matter of fact, my production next year, I have comedians in there. I'm bringing a comedian in next year to get people to laugh in some because we do need to laugh. Now, we're going to tell one more time where we're going to be and the date. You do that, Felisha. Come on.
September 15th, 16th, and 17th at the Biograph Theater.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go on their website to purchase the tickets at victorygardens.org, or you can call their box office at 773-871-3000.
All right, and don't wait till you get to the door to get the tickets. They need some money now, okay? Because you have to have money to do things. And so let's go on Victory Gardens and start .org and start ordering those tickets and get your churches involved. Are there any church rates? Have you decided that? Yeah, you haven't decided yet. Okay, but you can find out on victorygardens.org what's going on. But get your church groups together and everybody come because you need to laugh in church. You know, it ain't all about, oh, thank you, Jesus, hallelujah. Let me tell you something. Jesus had a sense of humor. He talked about a person going through the eye, camel going through the eye of a needle. If that ain't funny, ain't nothing funny, you know. So we got to know that there are things that we need to laugh at and really get ourselves out of the problems that we are in. We don't need to be depressed and down. And when we got Jesus, let me tell you something. He'll let you have joy down in your soul. And you know, I always say, don't look down. Ain't nobody down there but the devil, and he's under your feet. That's where he belongs. So you squish him and you squash him and you go ahead on and lift your hands up to the heavens and look to the Lord from which all your help comes from. And don't forget, come by More Like Christ, 8201 South Dobson Avenue in Chicago, Illinois, and get ready for next year. Oh, we're going to do encouragement through your storms again on April the 28th. We're getting people together already so that we can be a blessing to you here in Chicago, in Indiana, and all over. You people over in Indiana, you all got to come because, look, that's where she stays sometimes. Christine lives over in
Maryville, Indiana.
In Maryville, Indiana. Now, we're going to remember September the 15th.
One other thing I'd
like to. Okay, come
on. For the next 2 weeks, you will be able to buy a ticket for $30.
What?
Just for the next 2 weeks only.
Online on Victory? Do you have them in other stores or churches?
No, you have to get them from Victory Gardens or call that number.
Okay.
And they will see to it that you get them. But for 2 weeks, you get a $10 discount, and after that, it goes back to the regular.
Did you hear that? For 2 weeks, you can get these tickets for $30. So get on that phone right now. 773-871 3000. Get on their phone right now. Start making those calls, or either go on victorygardens.org and get those tickets. Look, don't look down. I'm telling you that ain't nobody down there but the devil. Squish him, squash him. Lift your hands to the hills from which cometh your help, because all your help comes from the Lord. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Felisha. And I love you all to pieces. God bless.
Thank you.